Now, back in January, Cumbria County Councillors took one of their most important decisions. They appeared to rule out their area as the site for the UK's high-level nuclear waste store. District councillors in Copeland and Allerdale took a different view, but that didn't matter, as all local authorities had to agree for the idea to move forward. Well, 10 months later, ministers have reopened the consultation over where to put that underground store and suggested a change in the rules. And as Emily Unia reports, campaigners have called that a shameless attempt to usurp local democracy.
Side by side, but fiercely opposed. Those for and against continuing with the search for somewhere to bury nuclear waste in Cumbria, hoping to make their voices heard outside the County Council in January. The decision by county councillors to vote no and pull out of the process overruled yes votes by Copeland and Allerdale borough councils. But now the government wants to change the rules. Its new proposals would allow borough councils to participate in site searches without the approval of the county council. It's a move that makes more sense for some politicians in West Cumbria.
I think what it's done, it's allowed the right authority at the right level to take the decision. But what we can't forget that also included within that consultation is words like referendum, words like polling. So it's very clear to me that it's actually given the right to the local people. And basically the local authority will just be there to listen to the community as they do and then take the final decision.
But those who hoped January's vote was binding are angry about what they say is an astonishingly undemocratic move by the government. They've started a new campaign group called the Cumbria Trust to try to stop any future nuclear waste repository in the county because they believe its geology is unsuitable. It's not gone down well with the local MP.
It's the same old faces with the same old mistruths. With the same old anti-nuclear campaign. I think any campaign against the presence of radioactive materials and nuclear waste in West Cumbria is a very curious one, given that 75% of those materials nationally are already there.
Coupling MP Jamie Reid. Well, let's put that point to Eddie Martin, a former leader of the County Council who's helped set up the new Cumbria Trust. Eddie Martin, same old faces, same old mistruths. This is an industry that's incredibly important to Cumbria's economy, and you're undermining it, according to Jamie Reid.
There is only one word for what Jamie says: rubbish. We have not issued any mistruths. We are totally in support of Sellafield. In fact, in our document and our response, we are arguing very strongly for much greater investment in Sellafield than hitherto. I would remind you that not so long ago, Margaret Hodge, the chairman of the PAC, said the people, actually said, there is an intolerable risk to people and the environment, and that intolerable risk is here in Cumbria, and that's why we want greater investment in Sellafield, not less. We are not anti-nuclear. One or two members of the Cumbria Trust maybe. The Cumbria Trust is not anti-nuclear.
OK, but you do want to prevent a nuclear waste store being put in Cumbria, and yet 3/4 of the waste, as Jamie Reid says, is already there.
Yes, fine, but isn't it morally indefensible to put nuclear waste into a deep repository which is geologically unsafe? I don't know whether the camera can pan in on these. These are the number of boreholes which have been made in West Cumbria. Hundreds and hundreds of boreholes. Not just searching for a GDF, a geological disposal facility, for oil, for gas, for seismic activity, and so on. There are all the boreholes, hundreds of them. And what we know from 4 qualified, incredibly distinguished professors of geology, West Cumbria is not suitable. We're not, and we're maintaining.
Well, that was still being explored, wasn't it, when you as the County Council leader closed that down? But the point is, I mean, your concerns as well are about damaging Cumbria in some way. That damage would already have happened, wouldn't it, to Cumbria's image, because the nuclear waste is already there. It's a problem that has to be dealt with. No, Cumbria has the expertise to do it.
No, I don't disagree. A great deal of expertise at Sellafield. We take nothing whatsoever away from Sellafield. What we are saying is, far from storing it under the present conditions, there has got to be much greater investment in Sellafield in order to store it under the right conditions, not dissimilar, I might add, to the Swedish subsurface repository I visited a few months ago, which is absolutely quite remarkable.
Why do you, as a group of unelected people, want to stop Copeland and Allerdale councils having their chance to have a look at this?
Having a look at what? Sorry.
Having a look at being the host for this store, because that's what may happen next.
Because we know, we're absolutely certain, and we are told by a significant number of people who are much better qualified than I, geophysicists, geohydrologists, you cannot put it in Copeland or Allerdale because the geology isn't correct. And in any case, Richard, we're talking of 30 years' time.
OK, we'll have to leave it there. Eddie Martin, thank you very much.